What if I told you that there's a way to go fishing without the use of your hands and arms? I'm Erin Holly, your Port Aransas neighborhood news reporter, and for this week's Veterans in Focus, I'll tell you about a local fishing guide and Army veteran who's using his passion for the sport to help disabled veterans reel in a big one.
Reeling in a fish?
Well, fishing's always been my passion.
Is typical here along the coast.
Grew up fishing here.
But Chris Southers, a Port Aransas fishing guide, wanted to know how those who physically can't fish
If they go backwards.
could still cast a line.
The first trip with disabled veterans, we had a guy that had lost an arm in Afghanistan, and his other arm, it was very limited what he could do with it.
That inspired Chris to come up with a non-traditional way of fishing for people like the man he took out on the water that day.
He's like, well, fishing was my passion my whole life, but when I lost my arm, I lost my passion of fishing as well. So that is what got me thinking about if I had lost my passion for fishing.
With that passion, Chris invented the pedal reel.
They can't use their arms, don't have their arms. They can pedal like a bicycle. So you just bring that rod over with the fish on it, put it in the rod holder here, plug it in, and now they can reel that fish in.
But this fishing tool has a much deeper meaning.
Got stationed in Fort Campbell, Kentucky with the 101st Airborne. We deployed to Afghanistan in 2010.
What has the transition been like since you got out of the Army?
I guess without me knowing it though, I found myself isolating from everybody else and just started fishing, which really kept my mind off of the bad stuff and crazy stuff in my head from Afghanistan.
Fishing was Chris's escape when he had nowhere else to turn.
Fully accomplishing the fight.
He battled severe PTSD after returning home from war in Afghanistan.
So that took a few years to want to even be around veterans. Not because I didn't like them, I just didn't want them to spark any things that go on in your head after you went to war.
After about 3 years of being a fishing guide, Chris says he finally agreed to take a Veterans Foundation out fishing.
And that's really when my story of my life changed for the better.
How did your life change for the better after doing that?
Because I honestly think that's what kept me human, was after war, coming to be able to enjoy my passion again. And if I didn't have that, I don't even know where I would be right now.
Chris wants to continue helping other veterans bring their passion for fishing back.
I felt myself start to heal as well, which is why I went all in and have done what I've done. It was helping others, which helped me.
If you'd like to get in contact with Chris for a fishing trip, just head on over to landyachtfishing.com. Fishing trips for veterans are completely free. For this week's Veterans in Focus, I'm your neighborhood news reporter, Erin Holly, Chris 6 News.